Fred Film Radio from the Venice Festival. I'm Angelo Acerbi here with Gianluca Matarrese. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Director of La Derniere Séance, which is the English title.
Last Chapter.
The Last Chapter, which is the closing film of the Critics' Week. It's basically a documentary. It's slightly more than that, because it's a narrative documentary that tells the story of a relationship between two men and of the growth of the relationship. It starts like through a sexual encounters, then becomes something more, and the two of you become more than friends. Why did you choose to tell us this story in this way, with you as one of the lead actors, and which is your actual relationship with Bernard, which is the other actor?
Well, how I had the idea to shoot this film, this is something that it's not in the film, but I used to date a guy. I mean, I had a relationship for 4 years with a boyfriend who was positive to HIV. And he was also, he told me his story, the story how in the beginning of the 90s he discovered to be positive, and then as a reaction, they told him, they were not treat therapy at the time, they told him, you're gonna last for a few years. And as a reaction, he threw himself, body and soul, as the case, into this sexual practices, as if he was like saying fuck to death in a way. When we dated, we didn't do those practices together. It was a much more romantic relationship. But I knew a lot of his friends that he used to have these games with. And all these friends were all the same profile, which is Bernard's profile, my protagonist's profile. That means they were all victims of the 80s and 90s in the same way my ex-boyfriend was. And when I broke up with my boyfriend, I decided to explore myself, what I missed. And I discovered Bernard, and it reminded me of all this generation of people that I've met through my ex-boyfriend. And the way he was living sex, to me, was a photography of a period, of the AIDS crisis period. It's not a film about sex. It's more a testimony. Testimony? How do you know if you say that?
Testimony.
Of a era that sometimes in the LGBTQ plus communities we decided to take away,
to forget, to put in a corner, and not
like
talk
any
about
trauma, and that's kind of natural. And that's what he does, also the protagonist of my film.
Actually, the Bernard in your film is a man retiring that wants to move to the last chapter of his life, and he wants to change house. So he has to choose what to, among all the stuff that he collects, what to keep and what to leave, which means going through your life again. And you helped him to do this. And why do you think it was something so important for him to get rid of stuff?
I think he has a very cynical and negative vision about future, and because of the traumas he went through, because he lost 2 lovers. But really, when I say that, they died in his arms. So really it's very hard for me to imagine, and AIDS was really something awful. I mean, physically, when he showed me the pictures that you see in the film, I was shivering. It's really, and I understand he wants to get rid of the past, and I understand that maybe he's like a little bit of traumatized about living forever in the future, and death is everywhere. Yeah. Every sequence in the film has death. Even when we are in the graveyard, there's death, but there's also life. Maybe it's death and life for you. For him, is more death than life. Yeah, and that's why I decided
more difficult to
collect this memory and to impress the film, like in the sense old way, which is not, it's digital, but it's like I'm printing his memory on my film, because he will last forever. I don't want something like contradict his vision of the the
Of
future
yeah.
of life. But I think the relationship between ourselves, it was really unstable and disbalanced, because I think he had very strong feelings for me, real love, because I surely remind him of his ex-boyfriend that he lost. He had my age. He was Italian. He was playing games with him, and
so there was a huge transfer.
I don't know, but I don't want to be psychoanalytical in films, because that's a wrong way to deliver a film. But sometimes le parcours, the
making of
it is a little bit of therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks a lot, Gianluca. Thanks a lot, and good luck. Break a leg for the first official screening of your film in the closing night of the Critics Week here in Venice. I was with Gianluca Matarrese. I'm Angelo Acerbi for Fred, the Festival Insider.